people who are growing coffee, they are earning a bit better. And but here, the tobacco and cotton growing areas had very poor. But anyway, in all things work well. When the economy crashed in Uganda, everywhere, then when the NRM government came back and was trying to revive, the first one was revive the economy. In the eastern region, in this region which was cotton growing, including Bukedi, Teso region, cotton did not really recover. Yeah, exactly. Because now people started to see, to understand the economics. So they saw they were putting in a lot more than what we saw. They shifted to swamps, and that has had very, very big effects. But also the swamps are getting finished. The rice we were getting 20 years ago per acre is not the rice we are getting now. Yes, because now the climatic change, the change in the environment, the damage to the water levels has caused the water in the swamps to change and the nutrients change. So the effect has been that this region, we just don't have a cash crop. And so even as the government is investing, the area is becoming poorer. And about 5 years ago, we started to work on how do we rescue the region? How do we rescue this place? And so we came they need a perennial crop. You cannot keep a whole community every year planting. So this, as the rainy seasons, climate has changed, so every time they will plant, it doesn't germinate because all the rains delay to come. So, and then those annual crops are mainly food crops. So it's became a very subsistence system. And over the years, we have just seen that poverty is increasing. As the population is growing very fast, people can no longer feed themselves because they don't have money. So even when you give them some money, these interventions, because I saw even in like Operation Wealth Creation, when they were distributing commodities, while most of the people in the West, they chose bananas, which are perennial. They chose coffee, which is perennial. The people this side were choosing cassava. It's like they've lost an understanding. And they are just looking at food. So that's the Nkolerakida. So their concern is how shall we eat? So we have been in a concerted effort to make sure that we address the source of income, household income, which is sustainable. So recently, we had a think tank, people that we supported, and we are going to do this as science and technology across, because Teso is struggling with the same thing. Elgon has a crop, but they have reduced in the production of coffee and the bananas. So those ones, they have their crops, all you have to do is to reinvigorate them. But Usoga is suffering from the same thing. They chose sugarcane, but they really don't have much money from sugarcane. But when you go also to the north, of course Karamoja has a lot of land, but they have not adopted anything. So when you go to the entire northeast, including West Nile, they're also just doing cassava, and you really map the poverty to these areas. They are depending on food crops. And so we are taking a scientific approach to advising the communities, and the outputs, of course, we feed them back to the president as he advises the country. So in Bukedi, where we are doing the prototype or the pilot, we have finished a think tank, and to my surprise, these people, they came up after 7 days of thinking and analyzing what could do here. They came up with cocoa as the most suitable crop.
Thank you.
The second one is coffee. Then the third one was poultry. So I was shocked when they gave me the results. I was like, hey, you people, cocoa. And Dr. here, Kalimunjai, had one time shared with me informally, said, Doctor, I've introduced cocoa in Bukedi. Maybe you should consider it. I dismissed him. It's like cocoa in Bukedi.
Of course, it was just information.
I just dismissed him. But when they came up with it, I now have to validate. Is it possible? So why I'm here is I'm validating, and I'm also going to be visiting a number of people who have shown they have successful coffee. Because if we have already evidence, these people have come up with it, they are smarter than me. And it really does well, and we can even propagate it, can grow in our environment. Then I think they are right, so I'm here to validate, because I identified it's a person who had showed me that he has cocoa, and I think there's somebody in Kadama who also has some. It's going to be really an education journey for our people.
And because I'm sorry to interject. Honorable, to begin this project, I felt that the community should benefit. I produced 20,000 seedlings to be given freely.
You made them like this?
The nursery was just there. Freely. It was after course, because most teachers here, they didn't have what to do. So there are teachers who assisted produce those seedlings for free. So there are those who got the interest, because I got one group, I took it to Magyuge to see how they can really know the value of this. Some picked 2, some picked 3. So there are people, like you are mentioning, Kadama, Buseta, Katiyo, something like that. And even inside there, where I think there are those who have.
So that gives us some preliminary information, so that we can now start the pilot phase of introducing it to a minimum. At least the target should be 10% of the households as the first wave, to see the dynamics of making it a successful enterprise. I've actually started a WhatsApp group for the coffee, and I'm surprised that individuals have really gone ahead of us, and what we need is now to give them a bit of support, so that but I want to, before I do that, I thought I needed to come and see the coffee. The coffee I've seen, I had some at that, it does really, really well. But, and also we used to have it those days. But cocoa, I have not seen.
It's here.
So I am here to validate that indeed this is doing well. I'm really impressed.
Thank you.
And I don't know about the prices, but since you are not yet selling, you may not know. But our target now is value addition. When we were trying to investigate which commodities can we do here, remember when we were talking about cassava, so I talked to him, he was like, cocoa. I said, this must be a crazy scientist. So the black box we talk about is real. It can make Africans sit on top of wealth but live in abject poverty. So we are glad that we are really rethinking, we are taking back our thinking, because we realized we had delegated the other people to think for us. Now, because we are rethinking, we can question a lot of things we were told. Imagine this is cocoa, and this is among the first ones, and there are even bigger ones. And
these are one of the last ones on the plan.
How much is the estimate earning per acre? We have calculated it.
But I think we have calculated it, but it also depends on the yield and the harvest in the
we usually use the lower average yield, but still cocoa comes on top.
Yeah.
And so, I think with the value addition, you can, because now we are no longer thinking about just producing raw materials. We are thinking about following commodity lines, and we add value. I know at the beginning the world will disturb us, but I think the world will keep eating chocolate. They will have to come and follow where the cocoa is coming.
Exactly. And right now it's almost Uganda which is supplying the new quality cocoa from the world market.
But I hear it's disgusting.
And it's disgusting. And second, it's one of the best quality of cocoa which is produced in the world.
Bukedi, here we come. Cocoa. So here we come. Bukedi, here we are. Poverty, bye-bye, because we have opened our eyes. There are crops, there are industrial value chains that can liberate you, In our analysis, this is one of the most highly productive crop for households, and we shall be coming to you, educating you how to do it, accept it, bye poverty. Kitantalo is just
Tirinyi Town Council and Kibuku districts.
Yeah, on very marginal soils. Yeah. They are not very highly fertile soils, just marginal soils, and they are able to produce this. Okay.
We're born of Tirinyi Kitantalo. My background is forestry, but I also teach business, agribusiness. I've taught many, right from 2013. But my area of specialty is seed system. So I have grown seeing object poverty in the Bukedi region. And when I went to school, I felt that I was part of the problem or part of the challenge. So what's important was to think outside the box and create a solution for this by having which type of perennial crop could serve this region. So I one day in 2014 I visited Cameroon, and also 2019 I visited Ghana, and those are areas that took me to evaluate what kind of resources that we have in Uganda. So I thought when I reached around after COVID 2022, this was my first project. I got these varieties from Bondibujo to come and plant in Kitantalo. So this is the biggest solution for Bukedi region. If Bukedi region can adapt to this, why not Teso, why not Karamoja? And then I know with time, Bukedi region is going to come back on the market, because when you look at the minister here, Honorable, has been saying, the president has always been saying, what can we do? Paris development model. What can fit in that Paris development model? This is what can fit in and can give us value. You find that the taxpayer pays willingly when he's paying to contribute to the nation building. We have roads which needs money, but you find that the contribution of Bukedi in terms of national income, it's really alarming. But with a solution of cocoa, we can have it. What the most affordable way is that this pod, it has almost between 34 to 50 seeds, which doesn't need to go under sun in order to germinate. You just get it from here, put it in the soil or in the pot, and then it will germinate and be taken to the garden. And it doesn't, once you plant near banana, it will grow smartly. You have seen them in the field. It was planted in the banana, no irrigation, no external factor, and we have coconut. The time you get to harvest is 2.5 years. I have tried I tried to evaluate both locations in Mukono and here, which is Kitantalo Tirinyi. You find that for Mukono, I've just picked on one season, but in Kitantalo, I've picked 3 seasons already. So which means the performance of the gestation period between the two areas, Kibuku is far better. We can get cocoa on the market before even the Mukono person gets it on the market. So which means it grows faster. In 2.5 years, if the farmer is picking. The markets, first of all, I have to say, it's from some of our colleagues that we have seen is 37,000 per kilogram per farmer. How many kilograms a farmer can produce? Then you can multiply. So the biggest thing, I have to tell you this, I've grown hearing about Mayuge. Mayuge, they have also implemented some of these technologies, but they are no longer crying like before. So why not Bukedi also do this?
Bampita Code of Francis. Mbera wano kunasare no kufamu eno kulabanga koko nalimibwa nga sindwa mu bintu nimiro yayo kubyadala ku kunasare. Ekyenjawulo kye tulabye nti koko kye kimu ku bibala ky'osimba olumu n'otaddamu n'osigaza makungula okujja ebintu ebirala byo nga mu Bukedi region wesanga nti pamba bijanjalo biki byonna muchere bagulima mu season yemu myezi 3 6 ate balina okuddamu ate bupya basimbe. Kati ekyenjawulo eky'ekkooko ekyakola osimba lumu emyaka gyonna abala emyaka 50 naye ng'okyanoga osimba lumu ennimiro n'ebeera nnene ate n'osigala makungula ngo okungula buli mwaka buli season. Tofa twasooka ne tugezesaako mu ika nga 2 naye ng'ate kati twongedde tutuse mu ika nga 5 okulaba nga buli kitundu buli ika tuba tugisuubira omanyi yiika tuteekamu ebikolo 245. So mu 245 buli yiika tuba tusuubira nti singa buli season kuba kuvaako kilo nga 3 ezaako buli kikolo, awo tuba tubala ekilo nga 1,200. Kati ku bbeeyi kati eriko ey'emitwalo 3 kiba kitegeeza tuli mu miliyoni nga 12 ekitone nnyo mulimi ky'abaafuna mu wiiki ey'emu. Kati bw'aba alina nga 10 kiba kitegeeza agenze mu miliyoni nga 12. Kitegeeza nti omulimi aba afunamu nnyo singa aba yenyigidde nnyo mu kulima kwokwo okusinga